Hi guys, how we doing? I'm back. Let's get into it. Today's topic is projection. I said it, projection. In the psychology way, when people project on you, people do not hate you. They are just projecting, period. Projection, what is it? Projection in psychology terms, and this is the exact definition from Google, where feelings directed towards the self are displaced towards other people. So maybe you woke up and you spilled your coffee on yourself. So you're like, oh, damn. And then you're running late for work and your hair doesn't look that good. You didn't have time to fully slick it back, so it's a little messed up. And your outfit doesn't look as good as you want. So you're just having an overall awful, terrible morning. And someone takes a parking spot you wanted. So you curse them out or you give them the finger. You're projecting. And we've all done it. We've all done it. We've all had a bad day. We've all been angry and we've all projected those feelings onto other people, right? Because we don't know where to put them, right? We have all these feelings of like anger, sadness, whatever. We have all these feelings and we're bottling them up. We don't know what to do. You know, we can't really yell at ourselves, right? So we take it out on the first person that does something very small, very slight. If it was any other day, say you had a great morning, you were having a great day, and someone took a parking spot you wanted, you'd be like, who cares? And you'd go find another space. But because you felt angry this morning and things just weren't going your way, you're gonna take that anger out and someone's gonna get it. And that's projection. I've certainly done it. I'm sure I will do it in the future at some point. I try to not do it. I really try to focus on it, but it happens. Projection is normal. And a lot of times it's unconscious, right? Like we don't really know, we don't really realize we're doing it. We just think, okay, I'm just so mad that this person took my parking space. I'm just so mad that this person cut me off in traffic. But we don't think back to, okay, wait, I was actually really mad at myself because I spilled my coffee this morning and because I was running late and because I didn't set my alarm. It's very unconscious a lot of the time. And it's okay. Again, we all do it. And I think a lot of times it's harmless. Hopefully you're not going out beating people up. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about why people project and how you can respond when people project onto you. Also, if you hear noise in the back, there's like a literal fucking windstorm happening. I don't know why it's so windy, but I'm going to give you some reasons why people may project. And this is a list. It literally is titled Reasons Why People May Project Onto Others. I think it's super accurate. It's simple. It's straight to the point. They struggle to accept their own feelings. So true. The example I was giving you guys. You don't fully accept in your head that you were mad at yourself because you spilled your coffee in the morning and that you were mad at yourself because you didn't set the correct alarm. You're taking it out on other people. So I think that is a really big reason for projection. The person who's projecting is struggling to accept their own feelings and they're just trying to get it out and just take it out and not have to fully accept them and process them. They may dislike parts of themselves. Looking inward to their own flaws is painful. They feel insecure about themselves. They are stressed. They struggle with their mental health. They have issues with jealousy and their anger. They have unhealed wounds. They struggle to understand themselves. And finally, they use projection to hide. And these are all valid reasons, by the way. I'm not judging any of these. I'm not saying, oh, you know, you're insecure, da-da-da. Like, these are all valid reasons. And I have felt every single one of these things. So I'm not better than the next person. These are all valid things to be feeling. It's just about how you handle them. Because it's not fair to take out your own insecurities or your own traumas onto other people. It's not fair. And I've done it. And I'm sure you've done it. We've all done it, but it's not fair. It's not fair to the person who's getting it for no reason. So now that we've talked about some reasons why people might project, I'm going to tell you guys how you can react when people are projecting onto you. People project all the time and it can be really easy to take it personally and to want to fight back. But I'm going to tell you why both of those things are not a good idea. Do not take it personally and don't fight back because it's usually never worth it. So number one, don't take it personally. When someone is projecting on you, when someone is angry at you for no reason, like a stranger in there, they're yelling at you or they're cursing you out from their car or whatever, don't take it personally, ever, because it is never about you. It is about them. People project because that is how they feel about themselves. They are projecting how they feel about themselves onto you. So it has nothing to do with you. It can't have anything to do with you. It's about them. And even when a situation seems really personal, it's usually not. Again, it is usually usually just about them and they're trying to put their feelings onto you. When we don't take things personally, it gives us so much more power over our words, over our actions, and over our thoughts. Because we have very little control over how people perceive us and how other people view us. So if we can learn to accept that, if you can learn to accept that, if you can learn to accept that you're never going to be able to control how people perceive you and you're never going to be able to control how people view you, you will become so much more in control of yourself and your own thoughts and your own feelings. Just in general, a good life tip, never take anything personally because nothing is really ever personal. I've learned to do that and I'm going to tell you guys, it has helped my life so much. Once I stopped taking things personally, I realized things actually aren't personal. Also, if you guys need a book recommendation, I would recommend reading The 4 Agreements. My mom gave me that book and I've read it twice, I think. And one of the 4 agreements is to not take anything personally. And that's when I first read about it, but it's a life changer. Although you can't control the things people say and do to you, you can control how you react and you can control how you think. Your biggest superpower is going to be not taking it personally. Then people won't be able to hurt you. Obviously, we're human and we're gonna feel things and things are gonna hurt sometimes and things are gonna be hurtful. But when someone says something hurtful to you, you just think in your head, okay, that's how they feel about themselves. They don't feel good about themselves. They wake up in the morning and they look in the mirror and they are not happy with themselves. When I think like that, that always makes me feel a little better. Not because I want people to dislike themselves and because I want people to be insecure, but because it lets me know that whatever they're going through, it has to do with them. They just project it on me because they're going through something. Whatever they're going through is probably totally valid. Again, that doesn't give them an excuse to take it out on me. I'm gonna do a video about taking things personally because I need to talk about that. Number 2, it's usually never worth it to fight with someone who is projecting on you. Again, people are projecting because of them, not you. So why are you gonna fight with someone who is already fighting with themselves? Don't do it because it's not worth it. They are having an internal fight with themselves every single day. There's no point in trying to fight with someone who is fighting with themselves. And they will definitely not listen to you. So it's not worth it trying to talk. It's not worth it trying to fight. None of it's worth it. Because again, if someone is fighting with themselves and they're projecting to get their feelings out, they certainly are not in a place to sit down and listen to what you have to say. Also, you never know what's going on in someone's life. You know, if someone curses you out from their car in traffic, roll up the window, turn up your music and keep driving. Obviously, unless they're trying to hurt you, you never know what's going on in someone's life. You never know what phone call they just got off of. You never know what just happened 5 minutes before. You just never know. And that's really helped me at least not get too angry at people who might be angry at me because a lot of times they do have something going on in their life and they're taking out their anger, their sadness on that out on me and they're projecting. That's just something to think about. I totally agree that no matter what you're going through, you still shouldn't project it onto other people, but it happens. I like to think about myself and I know that if I was going through something really hard and really sad, I might be a little more touchy than usual. I might get a little more angry than usual. So it's good to put it into perspective. Again, I'm not saying let everything slide and let people, you know, treat you like shit. If it's something, like I said, someone just curses you out in traffic and you're in your car and you have the power to just roll up your window, turn up your music, do that. Do that instead of rolling down your window and trying to curse at them back. It's not worth it, ever. No response is a response. Now, if you think you might be projecting and you notice it, take a step back. Step away from whatever conflict is going on. You need to get out of that situation because you need a minute to process your feelings, your thoughts, what's going on with you. You can't process if you're yelling. Time away from the situation will allow you to actually think rationally and understand what's going on in a rational manner rather than in a defensive manner. That is the most important and the only thing you need to do, really, to get your head on straight and to start thinking rationally. When you're projecting, you're totally in a state of defensiveness. You are not thinking rationally at all. You're just totally in defensive mode. I need to defend myself. I need to stand up for myself. Now, how can you tell if someone is projecting on you? So if someone has an unusually strong reaction to something you say, and especially if you know them and you know they usually wouldn't react that way to whatever you said, and there doesn't seem to be like a reasonable explanation for how they reacted, projected, then they might be projecting onto you. Again, take a step back. I personally think most of the time projection stems a lot from childhood traumas and things that you may have heard as a child, or that your parents told you, or your siblings told you, or your childhood friends told you, or your teachers told you. I mean, say you had a teacher growing up who always told you you'll never amount to anything. That can cause triggers as you get older. And say someone says something to you that maybe doesn't mean anything, but it reminds you of when your teacher was telling you you'll never amount to anything, and you're gonna project on them. They have no idea why. They have no idea you had a teacher like that growing up, but you do. And that's fair. So how do you fix that? You go to therapy, babe. You go to therapy. And that brings us to the sponsor of this video. I'm kidding. I wish. Therapy is important. Therapy is real. I've been doing therapy since I was a sophomore in high school, on and off. Therapy is the real deal, especially if you're someone that projects, and I know you know who you are. If you project a lot on people, you need to go to therapy, because it's most likely because you have traumas that you don't even know you have, to be honest. And that's why you go to therapy, because the therapist will get that out of you, whether you like it or not. Again, it's unconscious. So it's important to go to therapy, to talk to someone. And in therapy, if you need to project, you can. No one's gonna judge you. It's better to project in therapy in front of your therapist who you're paying, rather than some random person on the street who knows nothing about you. If you want to know more about projection and the psychology behind projection and what it is, how to spot it in yourself, how to spot it in other people, there's so much stuff on Google about it. But again, we all project. I'm sure in the future I will have moments where I'll project. I am confident that if I do have those moments, I will be able to catch it in the act, and I'll be able to take a step back and realize I'm doing it. And that's what's important. It's honestly, it's less about projecting and about you projecting on other people and but it's about realizing it, because we're all gonna have those moments, and having enough self-control to be able to take a step back and step out of the situation. But anyway, I think that is it for this video. Again, if you want to research more on projection, I highly recommend you do so. It's actually super interesting. The psychology, it's interesting, but I feel like I brought up the main topics about projection. There's no judgment here. None. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the amazing, sweet, kind comments I've been getting recently. And I love that I'm building a little family. If you're not already subscribed though, like literally subscribe, like, comment, engage with me, because I love it and it's so fun. If you guys have any recommendations for videos that you want to see, comment below. I love you guys so much. Have a great day. Have a great week. Have a great month. Have a great year. Mwah. Bye.